Here is my audience. Banning books has become a very prevalent topic today. As book bans sweep through states, it's important to know why this is such a troublesome and important topic. Books and diverse topics have always had a large impact on my experience in school. Without them, I would not enjoy reading, speaking to new people, or be compelled to learn about new topics as I am today. Banning books and diverse topics creates struggles for teachers, professors, and especially students. But what are the reasons for books being banned? One of the biggest reasons is age appropriateness. Age appropriateness tends to include things like violence, blood, and general vulgarity. Another big one is cultural sensitivity, which tends to include things like abortion, marriage rights, and things like socialism tend to be also looped into this. And finally, sexual content is one of the biggest reasons why books are banned. This includes things like LGBT topics, which are often looped in with these topics because it explores people's identity and learning about body positivity and being able to branch out as a person. But it also includes things like actual sex and general connectedness between people. One of my favorite examples of a banned book is This One Summer, a book that explores the joys of being a child, but also explores its terrors. This book is banned for its inclusion of nudity and also its inclusion of LGBT topics. Probably one of the most popular banned books is A Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. It's a dystopian book that explores a dystopian world where women's bodies are controlled by the government. This book has been banned about 6 times for restrictions through the vise of outwardly sexual themes present in the book. One of my favorite banned books, though, was never actually banned, but only brought into question. The reason it's my favorite is because it itself was about banning books. Fahrenheit 451 was a book that followed a man learning about books in a world where they were completely banned. All books were unable to have access. However, this book has been brought into question a few times, specifically for its inclusion of drugs, vulgarity, and dirty talk in the book, completely ignoring the actual point that it was trying to make. But whenever banned books are brought into question, it comes with the topic of free speech. Free speech is an integral part of our lives, and without it, we would have no way to express ourselves. Frederick Douglass once said, "Liberty is meaningless where the right to utter one's thoughts and opinions has ceased to exist." What this means today is that the establishment of all our freedoms without this right would never have the ability to speak what we needed to, or express ourselves. One of the most complex ways that this has been done is through writing and reading. It allows for more in-depth comprehension and understanding of complicated topics such as emotion, identity, and the like. It also then harbors more in-depth relationships and understandings of feelings. Stories with topics like LGBT themes, drugs, violence, and suffering are only doing the same, sharing emotion and experience to elicit deeper understanding. So we know why books are being banned, how it connects to free speech, and why that's important. But how is banning these books, these ideas in schools, going to impact learning? Banning books limits educators' ability to include diverse topics and outward perspectives with fluctuating policies that lead to teachers stifling topics that allow growth with empathy and critical thinking skills. These policies behind banning books only end up hindering education and breaking the voices of those wishing to speak, be heard, and to learn. But with all of this, what can be done? One of the most important reasons now that we know why banning books is such an abhorrent thing, one of the most important things that can be done is to read these books ourselves, to understand why they were being written, and to share the voices of those who wrote them. Go out and seek out these books, learn about why they were written, and share them, because it's important.